What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you are all having a killer week. Today I'm super excited to share an entirely different kind of video with you all. So about 4 years ago, when I first got to college in the United States, I made my first nightclub video. Today we're gonna take a look at that video. I'm gonna give some background on it and we're gonna react to it together. Alright, so I got the video queued up right here. It's playing on the screen, and I wanted to mention it's super cool to be able to reflect on a video like this because I know a lot of people are in the shoes of about to shoot their first nightlife gig, or they just did and they're not too happy with how it turned out. That being said, comparison is the thief of joy, and you can see just a couple years ago with no tutorials at all, I was in your shoes. So let's check it out for the first time for myself in 5 years together. Bunch of logos, super interesting. Cool shot right there. I asked everybody in that line to go crazy yelling for the camera, and I'm running through with a Canon 80D, the only camera I had at the time, on a 50mm prime. So that's about times 1.6 on a Canon. So I'm basically running through with an 80mm, trying to get it as stable as possible with a camera that's not that great. Yeah, this is how it turned out. It's the only thing I had at the time, so we made it work. I'm practically at 80mm. I shoot at 14 now. Drop right here. Cool shot with the champagne. This kid sitting on top of everybody. Yeah, this is awesome. I know at some point, like this shot here, I was recording with one hand, and I was using my iPhone camera in the other hand to try and light up the scene, just because that was the only thing I could do, and this venue was so dark. Right here, cool little shot with the motion, trying to connect it all. Getting some crazy stuff on the stage, all kinds of activities. This was like the first week back at college. Flag waving around, following it around with the motion. Just moving the camera all over. And at the time, Sam Colder had dropped his My Year 2019 video. So the only video I had done prior to that nightlife video was this one right here, when I was on vacation in Brazil post-graduation, and you can really see the inspiration from his videos using like in-camera transitions, which we can see right here. Panning down, fade to black, bunch of push-in, speed ramped. I mean, we can see that all throughout Sam Colder's video. So heavily inspired by him, especially when it comes to the drop, using the same color kind of match cutting. I had taken everything I learned from editing that video and shooting it that summer, and then taken it right into this video. Looking at this video now, it's so evident to me the things that I didn't know at the time, like sound design, for example. I was messing around with it here, but I didn't want it to be too loud, but I didn't want it to be too quiet because I wanted to make sure you heard it. Yeah. There's a lot of principles that I still apply to this day, which is super cool to know that I kind of had it figured out back then. It's just I didn't understand why I was doing it. Lots of continuity shown with the faces, arms in the air, hands in the air again. Yeah, just really awesome to see. I still know a lot of these kids to this day, despite it being 4 years ago. They would laugh if they saw this video now. But yeah, I also have the Premiere Pro actual timeline here, so we can check that out while I talk a little bit about this video. It was my first couple weeks of my freshman year at school in the United States. And what I would do is I would show up to every party that would introduce these new kids to the school, and I would make sure to bring my camera, show up early, and introduce myself to everybody that was important. The DJs, the owners of the bars, the people organizing the event. Try to meet as many kids as possible that were attending this event. And then by doing that, I made the next 5 to 6 videos for local bars around the area, showcased my talents, and was improving with every single video. And 4 years later, I'm about to graduate. I'm still shooting for the same bars and the event promoters, and we've done a handful of videos and or photos working together. It really shows that if you dedicate yourself and you put your heart into it, and you're very passionate and you're hardworking and you do it with good intents, that it'll all work out. And if you were to tell me that I would be shooting on the Sony a7S III or the a7S II, my dream camera at the time, like this guy who was there, Jansen Doyle, filming the event as well, and me wishing I had the camera that he had, that's actually me right there walking. There's no way that I would believe you if you told me I was making this kind of content like this guy was. I never even noticed it, but in his video, here's me 4 years ago showing up to the first event ever. And yeah, this was the video he came up with. It was insane at the time, and there's no way I thought I could have ever come up with something like this. Anyway, don't be worried, because it's not going to take you 4 years at this point, because back when me and Jansen were doing it, nobody was making tutorials on this niche. But now I am, to make this way easier for you guys so you don't have to go through what we did. Funny enough, I still have the Premiere Pro project for it, and if we look at the folder structure, I mean, this is messy. Look at all the final projects. The final project is in the middle of all of these videos. The logos are here for some reason. I mean, I've got it much more figured out today, as you can see from my file organization videos. But yeah, it's just really awesome to see how far you can come even from shooting on a simple camera like that, because I know I talk about my fancy A7S III and it being great at low light, but I was still making this kind of content even with a really simple camera at the time. With that being said, I'm gonna wrap up the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at my first ever NightClub video as much as I did. And if you're interested in breaking down videos like this, but much better and with much more knowledge, I have a ton of tutorials on my channel, so you're gonna wanna check out this playlist right here. And by doing that, you're gonna take a lot of the guesswork out of creating this type of content at a high level. And it'll save you the time of having to make videos like my first one in August 22 of 2019. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video, Thursday, 11 a.m. AST. Peace.